What is going on, people? Today is Saturday, and it's also 9 a.m. So what a nice way to start your weekends. And I wanna texture this sci-fi bike that I did a few months ago, and I decided to record the full process because I thought maybe it would be interesting for people to see. So coming back to this topic about sci-fi bike, I did this little challenge. I guess very little challenge about doing the full bike in a subdiv in a way, so everything is subdivided, so you can smooth that and it's not giving that much artifacts ideally. So yeah, I spent a few months on this one, and now it's time for texturing that. So let's go to substance. So I baked everything. I divided this to a few texture sets, and it's gonna be 2K maps for everything at least. And it's not gonna be optimized for games or anything like that, because if you look at my UVs, for example, they look not that bad, honestly. But at the same time, if you look at any other, let's go to the other UV sets, it's gonna be like this. So nothing is that much straight. A lot of like just, not optimized. But anyways, we don't care. Today it's gonna be just for fun, just for kind of marketing shots, I would say. So I have a few references here that I was gathering while I was modeling this guy, and I guess I'm gonna put them to the other screen here. I'm gonna focus more on this one, in this screen. All right, so let's start. We're gonna start off with the big chunks. I'm gonna turn off. Okay, so this is this. I'm gonna start off on this one. So everything else, I think I'm just gonna color with black right now, so it's not gonna be that noticeable or drag our attention too much. So a fill layer, make it just black, and just also put roughness to kind of almost black, so no roughness. I'm gonna copy this and put it to the other parts. I have a glass here. Yes, and then here. Right, so now I'm focused more on this one. At the same time, I see everything else. So let's take a cool material that we can find. So let's search for something maybe more metallic. Steel pane, dark steel. We have steel stained. Let's check this maybe. If it doesn't have too much stuff inside, yeah, so it has a few stuff here, right? And we're gonna put, all right, so actually it's not this, not that texture set. I'm gonna put it here, so it's P. Steel. And now it looks like this, which is very nice. I'm gonna turn off all of those things there because we don't need them that much. Scratches, well, sketches, I think they can stay. This is doing something. It has like 1 opacity, which is very interesting. It's going to be even visible. And freaking slightly. We don't need slightly, we need visible. So let's go to our concept here. It's going to be on my other screen. This will be mostly whitish. Let's also not do it too white. Let's be somewhere here. Let's see if we can turn off a bit of the noise. Blur. We can just blur it. We don't need it that much right now. I think this stage will be mostly dedicated to filling the base colors, basically. I'm gonna put this guy down here. And delete this one, and we will name this still, let's do it, I guess, white. Let's make sure every layer will have its own name. Let's check also metallic. So metallic is actually metallic, which is really nice, and roughness is, it's okay. And then we have 2 colors here, I guess, to combine and to maybe add a variety. Really nice. Or if we do this, I'm gonna do this at the same time. Okay. So I guess it's some kind of like a merge thing, like a multiplier. of the color. Okay then. I'm gonna put black mask now here and then select specific parts. So we're gonna color this guy, this one. So this at the top, this one. This should be not that one. Right. Something like that. This one part, yeah, this is one. Okay, that's a good start. We have some kind of color, that's very nice. Let's copy that now again. And name it dark. Dark. There's scratches, okay. I'm gonna give it a different color. This is what is gonna be dark color. But then we're gonna use not exactly dark, we're gonna add a bit more this army color. That is black and white. So is this part of this? Okay. So we need to fill in this guy inside. Should it be this, or should we just make it maybe darker? I guess this could work, honestly. Work. Also have this panel here in the center. And I think I will make it maybe actual dark, like dark. Name this dark green. It's actually just dark. Nice. White, actually just black, and then put it like this now. At some point we might change the color. Oh. Maybe we can, yeah, I just leave it like that, I guess, because maybe I thought some parts can be maybe plastic, because this could be actually plastic. Could be, but not now. I'm gonna go back to that later. Also, let's just maybe the roughness a bit. So this is roughness noise, this is roughness here, right? Let's not make it too rough. So put it to basically 0.6. Nice. And we're gonna go here and we do the same thing here. It's not gonna be super glossy. Yeah, we're all gonna render that in Unreal, so I'm gonna put some full parameters that will be able to adjust the roughness at some point, or like multiply it more, increase it more. Right, now let's do leather. So this will be our metallic. I'm gonna color code it like this. Now we can actually see what is metallic. Now we're gonna search for the leather. Take any other like leather examples. What kind of leather could be actually on this bike? Let's check. So I guess this is some kind of leather, maybe. I guess, yeah. So it could be that kind of type where you don't see that much of that leather pattern, like the cracks. Or maybe it could be like this, has some kind of denim texture. Or it could be like this. Okay, then let's try to imitate something like that. We can put fine edge leather creased. I mean, do we want to be fancy? I guess we can take this guy. Let's put it maybe under. I guess I'm gonna just decrease the height of that leather. So this is this, and then we're gonna go to base color, we're gonna switch to height, and then just decrease this guy. Also, there's some kind of pattern going on. This. Don't think we need dirt that much because I won't at least have some kind of S that will not gonna have that much dirt, honestly, because usually I add a lot. Because there could tell a story, but this time maybe we don't need it that much. So we have fill layer here. I guess this is why is it giving us this kind of weird pattern. We can maybe try to tile it less. Then looks like a leopard tile. What the hell? Maybe something like that, I guess. And then let's also call it to maybe green. Then black mask here. Let's see if I don't have the symmetry. I guess, can I adjust symmetry? I think there was an option how, damn it. There was an option how can I adjust symmetry. Is it this? Yeah. So I know that I could have baked an ID map, but I think I forgot about that actually. It'll be much easier. So let's actually go here. Look at our map here, our very nice UV. Very nice. Yeah, it's such a pain to look at. I don't have any choice. So let's maybe go to base color to see, is it this or is it that? I guess this is this. Okay. We'll do M texture now, and then we'll just color this. Let's also maybe take and change the hardness a bit more, because right now it's too soft. We want to be hardcore. Yeah, ideally ID map would help a lot. But today I'm like, now I'm gonna break all the rules that I've been teaching people to do. And now you see why. Like, you see why ID map is important. I could have just one click and it's gonna be done, you know. Today I'm gonna suffer the consequences of my, I guess. Maybe just go back here. Maybe this even should be like this actually. Yes, this was this part and this was this. All right. Oh, and now I overdone it. I wonder if this is another UV, maybe I can just do this. Yes, and then this. Right? Well, let's be more ideal. Let's make sure this is gonna be more painted. Yeah, that's nice. Also, let's save our project just in case. All right, so we have leather. That's really nice. We're gonna change this color to, I guess it should be, where is my reference? My main reference is here. So actually, one cool story, how I managed to do this bike. So I had an image from Pinterest, which is apparently AI image, and then there's another one, and then I combined those two together, and I overpainted. So this is what I managed to achieve after all my overpainting. All right, so this should be more black, I guess. Let's do it more darker. But you see, at the same time, we already have a few darker colors here. So let's make sure it's going to be looking a bit different compared to each other. Let's actually go to base color and see. Yeah, so this is already nice. It does stand out. I'm going to save just in case. Put this here. All right, so now we're going to go and we color this guy here. Dirt. Also, I'm going to delete all the layers that I don't think we need that much, honestly. I don't like when it's like a messy like layout of a lot of layers going on. It's just not kind of my vibe. I want to make sure I'm controlling the situation, not the other way around. All right, so let's add some. So I guess this is also metal. So we're still gonna put it to what's the color name? Orange, of course. I also like oranges myself, so how I managed to forget what is orange. It's gonna color there, and then I guess this should be this. All right, So you see, it's kind of like ID map right now, but I'm just collecting by UV trails. It's not that bad, man. Let's make it more visible. And then we have those two pieces here. All right, so, and then this one, I think I would make this one also darker. Maybe we should go to this dark, still dark, and then have dark green. I think I will put this guy also here. So like this. Yep. Nice. I like this. I like this. And then let's try to go here. We have a hole here. Don't tell anyone about hole. Alright, so can I do this? Or is it gonna be fun? Oh, it's actually fine. And then we're gonna go here and click on this guy. Yep. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Alright, so you see little by little it's starting to look something more interesting than it was just a white bag. Right, so we have a thing here which could look less metal and more kind of plastic, I guess. So let's try to imitate also that. I'm gonna search for plastic. Stick. I don't want it to be very glossy. Plastic fake leather. Well, I mean, I guess that's possible. Plastic armor. Plastic armor mate. Alright. What do we else have here? Plastic stuff dirty. Well, I mean, why not? Let's put it on top here. It's also has some dirt spots again and roughness stains. I don't care about that right now. I only care about the colors. Right, so let's actually put it here. We don't need a folder. Okay. So this is this. Do we need that? Maybe a little bit, but not too. Then so we have basically we're gonna name it a dark plastic dark. And then we're gonna go to black and white, or black mask actually. It's like this. And then of course we're gonna change the color also. Maybe adjust roughness a bit. Change the color to something this, I think. I don't want it to be exactly like as any other dark color. I want it to kind of step out and show itself more. And then at worst case, we can always change that. So I'm gonna go darker. I think I'm gonna go darker. It's very professional to do. And then we're gonna mask again and then select this guy. Oh, it's of course it's part of this one. So then I'm gonna bit cheat this thing and then I'm gonna put it here. So now I can put it like this. Well, I mean, that's actually not that bad in my opinion. I might leave it like that actually. Let's see if it's gonna be cool on the rendering stage, but it looks kind of interesting that there's just this thing popping up like this. So it's maybe we just do it how it's supposed to be. So orange still is here. Okay. What if we then do it by UV? Yeah. Better. It's much better. We're gonna color code it to maybe yellow, so we see the difference between metallic and I guess plastic in this case. All right, and then we're gonna change this color to something darker. I guess we need to maybe here a bit darker, and then maybe adjust the roughness a bit more. Right, so now we see that there is separation between three of those guys. And if we take a look at the base color, it's also, you can see the differences. Very nice. They're not merging to each other that much. Right, so one thing I'm thinking that I want to try to add this. No, this is also not symmetrical. I want to try to color this area here. Let's go here. Let's find it. Oh, it's actually also as a UV shell. That's very nice. Damn, today I'm very lucky. Yeah, so this could be like this. Now, then we're gonna save just this. Leave all those like that. Actually, it's kind of most of the stuff already colored, so we can maybe add some darker color here for it. Should we do it other? This will suit it more. All right. Is this also part of this? Yep. So I guess we can also color color this also. This one. Right, nice. We can also turn off symmetry. Right now, so we have the base colors of those guys. Now we can go to something more interesting. We can go to tires, actually. So tires should be, if we look at the references here, there should be, of course, leather. Let's search for that. But I wonder if there is actually a tire. Actually, there is a, all right, okay, so it's a rubber. Well, let's put it here. Put it here. And then, right, looks kind of cool. Kinda cool. And let's also color code it to red, just in case. And then let's do here like this. Oh. Nice. Now let's go back to our tires here on the concept here. So we need to copy, I think I'm gonna copy this base steel orange and I'm gonna put it there. Actually, like, now let's actually put it to something different because red is for metallic in our case, in our situation. Situation. Put it like this. No. This. Yes. It's very nice. And since it's symmetrical, it's gonna repeat itself also here. So that's very cool. Optimization, mate. Optimization. Well, not ideal. Not ideal. Also very interesting occlusion normal map. Well, I guess I'm gonna fix it maybe after the recordings. So let's take another base steel. I guess I'm gonna actually take maybe two of them at the same time. So Control C, go to tire, which is T in my case. Paste those guys here. Right. And select those guys again. Let's try to do the full. That is just too much. We'll do it one by one. UV shell by UV shell. I guess this also, I might color this guy also, maybe give it some kind of emissive color. Some color. Okay. Yeah, looks kind of something how it should be looking like. How it should be looking like. I'm not even sure what am I doing. I'm joking. I know what I'm doing. So let's color maybe this guy the same way, same color. Can I just do this? No. Is this part of, oh, it's actually was part of that. Okay. Okay. Alright, so we have this now. Need to go back here and actually add the color for those stuff. I might actually give it this kind of color. Yeah. Maybe this one. Kind of close enough, honestly. Okay, so we're gonna save. Really nice. Really nice that we have a save button. Imagine if we don't have any save buttons, god damn it. I remember the old days when I was playing Sega or Denji. Damn, you can't save anything. You start over that stupid Mario game all the time from scratch. God bless. What a nightmare. Nowadays, luckily we could save. We can save. So go to this. Okay, now we have the basics of our tires. And we are not tired. That's really nice. That's a joke. Right, so glass will be, I think we can turn on glass right now. It's not that very important, honestly. I'm gonna go to details. So this is gonna be more hardcore now. So we have these details and those details. Let's focus on those guys first. Because like, yeah, when I look at all this mess, it's just like, it's just sad to look at it, honestly. It's so hardcore, like it's so many stuff going on, and I need to fill in ideally all of them and give them unique colors and stuff. Damn. Oi, oi, oi. Yep. So let's get back to business. We're gonna go here. We're gonna turn past our base materials, and let's start off with this guy. I think I wanna now make it more visible because this dark color was mostly to fill in those details inside, so you don't see them that much. So this is what I'm talking about here. I don't want this to be very visible, but at the same time I want those guys to pop up more. And also we see we have a really interesting light, kind of like a light blue color here, which is kind of, I think would be nice to add also. So let's firstly focus on this guy. We're gonna make it brighter. Right here. But not super bright. Maybe give it less roughness. A bit less. Then wonder why are you colored? My reference. Yeah, it's here. Alright. And then we have those guys. I also think it's time for us to add an emissive channel. Now I will create a fill layer. I'm gonna turn off everything. Let's see if I remember this correctly. I'm gonna do orange, black, and I'm gonna fill in this guy, this circle inside. And I find it here somewhere. Really. UV somewhere. Well, I guess I can. Let's put hardness a bit more and then just do this manually, basically. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Do a couple clicks, couple thousand clicks to make sure it's gonna be filled in. And do I need to put color actually also to that? Because I don't remember. I think we should put a color. Yeah, okay. Should be color. I guess emissive. I'm gonna call this emissive. All right. Nice. And what else? Let's create a new fill layer here. I don't think we need emissive. We will put some kind of darker color here, dark blue. Maybe something like this. I'm gonna add less roughness. Add it. is just blue. Let's just name it blue. And I'm gonna fill it in with this guy here. References, yeah, it's gonna be here and here. Okay. Maybe we can also make this thing glow, honestly. Step by step, little by little. I think this would be nice. We also need to make sure we don't overdo the emissive areas, because it might be just then too much. You know, it's very easy to just overdo it. We'll see how it looks like at the very end. How it looks like at the very end. Right, so maybe we should have a bit more of. Okay, so this should be metallic at the beginning, and then a bit brighter. You see, I don't want to make it like too blue. I don't want it to just stand out that much. You see, like now it's just kind of too different. I want to make sure it kind of blends, but at the same time it's kind of standing out, like showing off. Like, look at me, I'm brighter. You know, whatever, dude. Whatever works. Whatever works. Okay. Now we have this interesting mechanical stuff here going on. So what should they be? What should they be? Because if you look at the references, like I'm not sure, because this looks like plastic at the same time, you know, because plastic could kind of have this much reflection. And if you look here, oh, actually there are the engines. So the engines should be less. This is actually the references details that I took from. Alright, so they should be less glossy. Okay, so it's metal, I think, but they are less glossy. Okay, that's nice. Let's go and search for something less glossy metal. Well, we could kinda imitate that from scratch, honestly. We have stained, alright. Leather, I mean, leather is leather. I was like, yeah, maybe that one, but that was leather. Not today. Right, steel. Well, I guess I need to steel gun mate. Okay, let's take that one, and I'm gonna put it under. So it's something like that, but we don't need firstly sharpness, because like, or do we need that? Scratches. Sharpness gives us. So this is actually not that bad. Maybe too much, because I still want it to be not super damaged like the bike itself. Maybe we can decrease the amount of scratches here. Maybe very level. Yeah. So it should be maybe a little bit, because it should be maybe like it should kind of be used maybe for a couple of weeks. That's the story of this bike. Someone was using it for a couple of weeks. Yeah. And then we also have some kind of interesting pattern inside. So this is this. Then we have, I guess, yeah, because one thing I don't like when it comes to the materials, the custom materials here, they have this thing. So that some of them have some parameters so that you can adjust, some of them don't. So you're kind of stuck with what you get, and you can't adjust that much. Luckily with this one, I guess we can. And I want to remove, ideally, this noise, or at least reduce that noise effect. So we have channels as channels, basic parameters, spread, advanced parameters maybe. Then we have surface color noises. Those are those, that, okay, so dirt intensity. Okay, so this was this. You see, like now it's just too dirty, and I don't want it to be that much. So it could be a bit wear on the edges, but not like too much, not too much when it comes to dirt. All right, so this is very nice. We can still gun mate. We're gonna name it, I guess, dark, I guess, always. And we're gonna color it to maybe blue. This is a different material. And then Let's go back to my references here. Actually look together. So this is this kind of material. The bolts are brighter than this is here. This, I guess, another material, the same material, but it maybe a bit less glossy. So okay, first thing I want to make sure it's not going to be super dark, and where can I adjust color? Luckily it's here actually. Sometimes you can't, and that sucks. And too dark is going to be too dark. Maybe something like this, you know. I kind of like it that it's not just black, you know. It actually has a little bit of tint of bluish color. So let's maybe tone it like maybe a bit more darker and maybe a bit less of the color. But you see, if we check our like base color, it's actually kind of bluish, so it's kind of cool. Kind of cool, but it's not the same color as everything else. All right, so let's put it to black mask, and I think I'm gonna put that only to those engines. And I have a few of those guys here. I think they should be also in the front here. Yep. Those guys I'm gonna color and give it a different color. There's gonna be a variety and plus realism in a way, you know. So it's not the same thing over and over. I wonder what the hell is this guy. Oh, it's not in this. Oh, this layer. Well, I'm gonna go back to that later then. All right, so we have still darker. I'm gonna make it another one. And this time we're gonna make it maybe a bit brighter. Brighter might. Right. Yeah. Right. Cool. Let's also go black mask. And then select exactly what we need, which will be those guys and this guy. And let's maybe decide about those also. Maybe this guy also could be the one. So that's very nice. That's very nice. Maybe we don't need that much of the scratches now on those parts. Yep. Cool. That's great. That's nice. I guess that part is this. Okay, so let's go back if I forget. And we have this dark green. I guess I'm gonna also add it to here. I think I forgot. All right. So you see, we're kind of getting somewhere. It's been only 37 minutes, and yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Okay, so let's go here. So let's look at the references again, and we have those guys. So we see, because usually with AI images, what is not the best part of that is that they give you a lot of like details that you don't understand. You kind of look at this and think, wow, this is cool. But if you're gonna zoom in, you're like, how should I even model that? So when I was doing that myself, I was trying to figure out what is going on. I just made it more simple. So you see, you can actually understand and kind of connect the design itself, and the details that kind of make more sense, you know. So this is like when AI is kind of like whatever, dude. But it's a good start, I would say, when it comes to AI images, at least as an idea. Looks very nice. So I forgot about those guys. So what's this guy here? You were this, or you were this, or this. So plastic darker. All right. Here and select. Can I? They're not part of this? Oh, they are not part of that. God damn. That's interesting. Well, that's a failure. That's indeed a failure. Such a failure. So maybe let's actually then add that color to this. Maybe it will make sense more. Have this here. Let's look at, we forgot something. Nope. Maybe this should also be this. Or I guess it's It's not. It's too unreflective. If I do it this. Because I kind of like it that it's just a different. It's a different material there. So should it be? Could it be realistic? Because this part should be kind of fused to this one. That's why ideally this should be the same as this actually. But one thing I would like to change is, of course, the color. I don't want it to be the same color. I'm gonna copy this guy black texture here and then maybe change this to something different. Maybe lighter, maybe darker even. Maybe darker actually. That looks better. That looks better. So darker is this. And now this guy. I wonder why do I have now this rust somehow? Where is it coming from? It's from here. The hell? Do I have rust? Some kind of rust thing? Rust options? Why? Well, I guess, yeah, it's still from here. Rust intensity, apparently. Yeah, we don't need that. We don't need that at all. Also, you see that we have some kind of things there going on. Let's turn everything on now. And let's adjust those weird parameters so we don't need rust. Surface simply, yeah. This. Well, we could have maybe a little bit, you know, as always. It shouldn't be very worn. It shouldn't be. It should be close to new, I would say, this whole bike. That's my intentional idea. So those guys could be here. It's nice. And then we have those details. Dark. The new one. Darker. Yeah, still dark. Maybe we can fill those guys also. Right? Okay then. Then what was the so this should be more of a that color, okay. And on this thing here. So this should be this, okay. Let's see if it's good. Yeah, I guess this is this. Nice. Nice. So now we only have basically E2 tiles texture material set EV. Oh. Okay. Yeah, so first thing I see that we have some quartz. Quartz usually should be a rubber. Let's search for rubber. It might be plastic made them. Let's maybe use the same rubber dry actually. Let's use this rubber dry. And then of course we're gonna go and check if we have sharpness level, whatever it is. Rubber worn. Do we need that? Right, so okay, let's go black here and then somehow chords are triangulated. That's interesting. I wonder why. It works like that, it works like that. Also, should I also color those guys separate, give it a separate color? Maybe. I will maybe leave it on this stage when I'm gonna just add more details. Right now, as always, I'm just focusing on the base colors. So let's check how does our metallic looks like. So okay, so this is, so what is rubber? Doesn't kind of have any reflection, that's why it's black. So those things, as you can see, they don't have any reflection. which means that are these supposed to be not rubberish? I don't think so. That's why ideally we need to change this also to metallic. And that's why we need to go back here. And was it this plastic? So this plastic darker. So now this one, maybe we need to add the actual color, actually metallic effect. And then you see now it's gonna be white, which is more correct. And then here, since it's another tile set, or like UV set, it's just still plastic actually. I think it should not be plastic, it should be metallic. So let's put it to basically 0.5, and then I'm gonna go here. We have plastic darker. I think we need to name it actually metallic darker, and it should be then also red. And I'm gonna change this to metallic 100% and the 0.5. Zero 0.5. And this was just a we can mirror right now. Maybe let's, yeah, I think I forgot the color, but yeah, let's just eyeball it. All right, right now that looks more appropriate. This is why sometimes I just go back and look at the metallic and roughness also textures, yeah, textures, just to see if it's accurate enough. Yeah, so what else? We're gonna go to D2. I'm gonna save my project just in case, take a cup of tea. All right. So worn rubber. Let's see if we can adjust a bit of those options. We have texture 2, because I don't think I want to have it like that being covered, you know, like right now it's just full of dirt, which is not the best, which is would be realistic in some cases, but not when it comes to 2 weeks of usage of this bike, you know. So it's or else the person was really not loving his bike that much, honestly. It sucked. And you see, like, we can't adjust that much. Maybe I can invert and do it the other way around. You see, we're not succeeding in that much. Actually, a bit better. I wonder where is this hidden gem parameter allow us to downscale the amount of dirt. Well, worst case, I can then do it manually. Because there is always a paint option, like, and then just gonna remove it. Oh, actually, because then just in case if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna reverse this. This. Well, as you can see, like sometimes not that much options, because you can kind of see there's a lot honestly, but at the same time they don't give that much. So if you're gonna blur it, it's gonna be just blurry. Balance. Oh, actually, color balance could actually, yeah, it actually could do the thing. So now we can a bit as well, maybe 0.2. Actually, even less. Actually, 0.1. Yeah, that's nice. And also, let's just decrease the. Oh, so you see, we're decreasing it. Is it gonna be like fully invisible? No, because it's on the roughness. I bet it's on the roughness. There is something on the roughness for sure. So, what if it's metallic? That's nice. That's not. Would be very funny. Like it's a metallical dirt. Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. Something new. All right, so we have the things to take care of. So we have this thing here. Let's check on references how it's usually supposed to look like. All right. So this thing is, this will be, is it metallic? because then it will be bending. This is okay, so this is actually paint steel, I think. And this is metallic? Because it should kind of bend, you know. But it's glossy for sure, so it has roughness. I'm not sure. Okay, so let's look at here. Yeah, so this is metal. This is, I guess, painted metal. All of this is actually painted metal. Okay, this will be references for the this. Forgot the name. God damn it. Oh, yeah, I guess you get it. Yes, you saw the images. Yeah, so there's some screws everywhere. I might need to add those actually, or at least think about those. But anyways, okay. Let's experiment. Let's fill there. I'm gonna not make it black and white. Black mask again. Then I'm gonna. Okay. Do I have that in also in the front? I think it should have been. Front. Or maybe not. Huh. Okay then. Okay then. Alright, so we have that. So you see, like, this is already looking very nice because we have some kind of color that is standing out also as this orange one. So maybe we may need to make this guy even more yellowish. Let's leave it like that and compare how it's going to look like with the metallic part. So this I'm going to call just yellow, whatever the name is of this area, of this object. Oh, there's actually more chords. There's another chord here. Maybe, oh, it's actually could be even more. This is, I guess it's a chord with some metallic parts at the same time. Okay. And let's go back to E1 and then take any other steel layer here and put it, I guess, under just in case. And its mask should be black. I'm gonna color this, guys. Maybe this one also, and I think it's also gonna be here. I think I had something like that here. Yeah. Should we color those guys also like that? Right. Oh, all right. Oh. So I have this guy there, and it was color. What it was? With that, let's name it even darker. You know, that's how we do it at work. Also, you know, it's it's very professional. And then I'm gonna give it a different color. I'm gonna close to the blue color, right? We also have pedals. We also have those guys. Let's go back to references again and find those tubes. So tubes is actually also pretty reflective, as you can see. So it's painted metal at least. Yeah, so it's pretty reflective. So this one, as you can see, like comparing to this area here, it's very reflective. So we need to add a really reflective material to those guys. I'm gonna call those, I guess, tubes actually. Let's just call them tubes. And they are metallic and they are very, like this actually, very reflective. So let's also maybe adjust the color a bit so it's not exactly just white. And let's go back to our favorite friend. This blue color here. Something like that, I guess, will work. And let's now paint those guys. paint one thing there. God damn it. Right, this is works. Oh, it's actually a bit of some stuff here. Should I paint those guys maybe like that instead, honestly? Because I think it would be cooler. And I think they are not that actually rubber. They could be also these guys. Or maybe they're not, because you see like how they actually twisted. Because this thing could be, but then this is more rubberish, you know? So this thing we need to actually color with rubber. Can I do that without suffering too much? I wonder. I find you here. Ah, damn it. Might be a problema. So let's turn off and on tubes. Yeah, whatever, dude. I'm just gonna do it manually. Luckily they're symmetrical, so I'm gonna do it on one side, and then it's gonna be repeated on the other. That's handy. Mm-hmm. Can I go? Like, damn, or I just need to find it here actually. You know what? Let's just do a basic trick. We're gonna create a fill layer. We're gonna put it to freaking red, yeah, and black mask, and we're gonna select that tube here, like that. And ideally, we would be able to find it now. But since we are okay, so this is this. I guess this is where it is. Yes, found it. Found it. So tube here. I'm gonna click. Let's try to do this. They won. Did I win the battle? Yeah. The victory is here. I am the victory. So you see, red fill there always helps to find something. And also, it's always red. It's not green. Because you might think maybe green is better, it's more visible, but no, red for life. Anyways, so this should be, again, I need to go back to just to confirm. So it could be steel paint, it could be, yeah, it could be this, because I think, let's try to do it more like this actually. So let's search for that kind of steel paint something, ideally with some scratches, but at the same time it should be new. Damn. Yeah, well, let's take this one at least. So we could do steel. Oh, it actually already has some scratches. Very nice. That was what I was looking for. God damn it, I'm lucky. At least with this one, I'm lucky. That's very nice. Okay, so we have those guys, and I might need to put it here. Should I? Because here it might not look exactly the same. Well, let's put it here just in case. Worst. God damn it, it's gonna do too much. Yeah, whatever. Leave it like that right now. Ah, actually, so it's on the top. Okay, so now I found this. Because I felt like, because I remember I was adding those things there, like the yellow things there, but I'm like, how come I can't see them? I thought they should be here. But then, like, yeah, apparently they're there. Well, okay, if it works, it works. Control S, just save, just case. And I think I need to have another layer with dark steel, but I want to make it maybe more darker now. Darker. So I have a base still dark, and then there is a base still darker, whatever, darker, and then maybe base still darker, I guess that's, again, that's very professional. Always do that work. and it's gonna be the best. Everyone's gonna understand what you're doing. 100%, not a joke. Not a joke at all. Let's... Alright, so now we can also adjust this guy. Maybe we should do this. Let's go here. So this should be ideally color of that base dark, I guess. Yes, it should be this. Should it be? Would have been. Would have been. I guess. I guess. So what do I do with those guys? Suppose I have like little screws there. Yeah, we also need to fix those guys. Because they could be this. I don't want them to be very visible, but still visible enough. No, very visible, but visible enough. What am I saying? So we also have this pedal to the middle. Just make it this color. Because, like, yeah, let's again go back to references. Something like from something Italian. References. So usually it's just kind of, yeah, so it's painted metal, I guess. And this is kind of looks like plastic. What the hell? So this is also just steel metal. Steel metal. Okay. Should it be steel metal in my situation? Because if it's gonna be like that, it might be kind of, well, too. Well, because I think I wanted to make maybe more, so it has some kind of color, you know. What if we do this one? It's just maybe something like that. Because I don't want it to kind of stand out too much. Because if I'm gonna make it steel paint, because this color is also kind of steel paint at the same time, might be looking a bit like they kind of merge together, you know. So let's maybe make it like this now, and then have tubes of those. Maybe actually this guy should be this, and I really want to add it here. Added by no. God damn it. Will I be able to find it here? Should I use my technique again? I guess I'm gonna use my technique again. So we're gonna put the red, black and white, black. Why am I always saying black and white every time when I put it to black mask? God damn it. And now we need to find it, and it's actually here. That's very nice. Oh, so it's already painted actually. Let's just add some bit more. It's not the best situation, but it will work for our kind of purpose. Maybe something like this. Like ideally, let's maybe make tubes a bit visible. Maybe even more? Not too much. Maybe not too much. We see we have some color gradation, I guess gradation. Really cool. Yeah. I also have one tank there inside. That tank could be this. Right now it's not like very visible part. Ah, damn it. Yes. What was the color for this guy? So it's not part of this. Oh yeah, okay. I need to go back here, find that guy. Okay, we found it here. We also have some cords. I wonder if the cords are connected. Okay, so it's not those. For cords, we already have this rubber dry. All right. All right, looks cool. Okay, so this is looking actually pretty nice. Let me take a little bit of tea. I'm gonna save this again, just in case. I'm gonna press F6 to make the camera orthographic. Okay, so very cool, very cool, very cool. We have our handles here. Nice. So I'm almost done with this part. We do need to maybe actually highlight some screws. So for screws, I think as it's in the real life photos, the screws are usually painted steel. Oh, actually just steel, actually just steel. So I'm gonna take just steel. But I think in this case, I'm just gonna take actually just a basic fill layer. So a basic fill layer, I'm gonna name it screws. So it should be metallic, and it shouldn't be too roughness, maybe not too reflective. And then now I'm just gonna press here. Is it this part of this? No. Let's actually turn off everything to see. There's actually one more part there I haven't textured. Let's do it now. Now it's textured. Easy peasy. All right. So there is more screws going on. There is another rubber thing. I guess this could be tube, like this. All right, looks pretty nice. And we're gonna go here. We have a bit more screws going on here and there. Like what kind of color should you be? And paint those screws luckily. Should I give you a cut? I guess it's like it's not super highlighted. So around not defined. I don't think you can actually hear my music. Well, I hope, or else I'm going to be copyrighted, and I need to then turn off the full voice. What I was saying. All right. Oh, I also have this part here that I forgot. Back to references. Of course, it doesn't have any. Okay, that was my idea. Okay, so this is this, and we need to add some kind of color to here. Should it be? I guess we need to stay close to the original material, or maybe darker. Why not? So what's this? Yes, I need to have another emissive. That's actually, look at this, that's actually pretty cool. So it actually goes inside of this emissive. It will be glowing like hell, like that's nice. That's nice actually. Actually forgot about that part. Okay. So we need to paint this guy with orange again, as I did before, and I'm gonna copy this emissive, I'm gonna put it to D2, and maybe put it on top. And black mask again. and just set it here. That. Oh. Oh. Very cool. So, do we need to put more emissive areas? I wonder. As we see, because we have a lot of circles going on. Should, for example, this be emissive? Well, as always, we can add and then we can remove. So maybe we can put one here. And of course, it's somehow in. No, it's actually. It's in here actually. And cook. So you see, we're starting to get more and more details. It's very nice. Very, 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 very nice. Well, let's go to screws again, and I'm gonna copy that and put it to the another layer here. Under emissive just in case, and then black mask. I might need to just highlight this screw like this. Maybe this one also. And again, this guy. Is it here? Yep. We can maybe also highlight those guys there. I'm just in case I'm pressing tab to turn off the full UI. I usually like to see the full scale of the image or the object. Not very accurate enough. Yep. Alright, so what else do we have? Do we have any other areas with the potential screw placement? And I guess we don't. Oh, I guess there's one more here. Nice. And I guess this is not on this area. Damn it. Let's actually check now here, because I think on UVs is actually pretty easier to check, honestly. Another little pipeline trick. 3. And I don't see it anywhere, damn it. Then I failed, my pipeline failed. Damn it. I guess this could work. I could have added it here a bit, maybe here and there, but might be too much of that. One thing that we could try to do is we could try to put maybe some screws everywhere, like, well, not everywhere, but in some specific areas. So let's see if we'll have enough textile density. Let's just experiment just a little bit. That's what I usually do. Maybe I need to put a bit more light. So how do I add screws? I think I was doing that. I haven't been doing that for a while. Screw, yeah. So there is in the brush library, you can actually add a screw. Take a screw brush. So I think wasn't it like you do this and then you do a couple times on this one? So you fill there and then you can put screws. Oh, it's not this UV set. Just like this. Or I just need to create a layer and then I take screw and then yeah. One thing I don't like right now is that it's just too freaking metallic. Well, I guess if I will put it like there, like that, can I reduce? I guess, and then roughness is also here. Oh, it's also the it's just the color. It's just the color. We need to change. You see, like, how come it's so dark? And let's see if I can change the settings of that darkness. You see, that's why I don't like when you get like this kind of situation when you can't control that much. So we can try to maybe add a fill layer or maybe levels and try to light it up a bit. And you see like, yeah, it's kind of sucks. Kinda sucks, mate, kinda sucks. What else we can try? We can try to go to filter, maybe hue and saturation. Hue and saturation. Oh, yeah. Maybe light it up like that. And you see like turn off roughness. Play around with metallic a bit. Yeah, I just give up, whatever. I guess we can, if I would need to add any bolts or screws like that, I'll just take a screw alpha. Let's actually check it's here. Screw. It's here, and then maybe alpha. There was, well, there is normal screws, normal screws. We could take actually any other, like, circle in my opinion. Maybe let's circle. You can take any circle. Or maybe we just actually, maybe we don't care, honestly. Maybe we don't care. Maybe it could be then too modern, you know, because I want this bike to still be sci-fi-ish. If I might add those like screws with this like a cross pattern inside, it might look maybe less futuristic. So maybe we don't care, honestly. All right, maybe let's just now focus on the this area here, because it's also very important. So this will be P, I guess. Yep, we're gonna go here. Should I add maybe more emissive? The screws? We don't need screws. Well, actually, maybe we don't need screws. Maybe we do need screws. Turn off everything else. Damn it, I wish I could turn off this guy. So it's symmetrical. Is it symmetrical? Yep, it's symmetrical. It has less, I can see less textile density going on. Okay, now I see it. We also have those guys. I guess we need to go back again to see where they are. So this is here. Okay. And it's not filling in because of the. This is also filled. Right. So now, I think one thing I would like this to be, and turn off this guy. Maybe make this actually this. All right. I would like to add some emissive here for sure. For sure. Let's do that before I'm gonna forget about that. Emissive, just in case we're gonna zero out the black mask. White. Might be able to find it here. It's not. So this will be glowing for sure. Maybe this should glow inside, you know, like this part area here. Right, looks cool. Should there be like some kind of... Yeah, why not? I think this, like this, the cockpit, I guess, the cockpit should be more visible. Should have like more details, like little details. I think it would be cooler. And here, I guess, like that. Nice. Maybe like ideally I would put something here. If it's gonna be glowing, it might be too much. So let's maybe instead of making it glow, maybe just add some additional design colors. Why is it like this? Jitter, spacing. Now it's better. All right. You see, we don't have enough textile density here, so it's kind of low polish. Get as smooth as possible. Something like that, okay. We also can maybe color this guy here. Why is it speaking spacing so little? Right. Okay. All right. You see, it's starting to get more interesting and more and more. What else? I think would be nice to add some color, like additional color here, or else it looks a bit too unified, you know. Something like that. And now we need to fill that in with something different. Wait, am I going crazy? Okay. So here I erased, and here is this. If I try to paint, it doesn't paint. If I put it here, paints. Okay. It's a different color. Painting on the correct side. Maybe it's actually the same. Let's maybe just check. And this is how this color. Actually, be like that actually. Why not? There's like additional plastic thing was built in. Maybe the whole thing should be actually plastic. Make more sense from design point perspective. It's still, is it dirt or is there something? Okay, now I can see it much more. Now here we go back to our plastic, right? Okay, nice. We're gonna save this again as always. Like ideally, I wanna paint those guys. Are those also here on this? Okay, and maybe we can just do it plastic dark. We're gonna go to brighter. And actually make it actual bright. Now we're gonna black mask again. Just paint it here. Can I find it here somewhere? Oh, can I actually just select that? And let's use. Yeah, I can actually just use but not there. But not there. Ah, god damn it, I was so close to being very happy. Well, anyways, it's easy to paint circles, I would say. It's easy to overpaint circles than something more hardcore. It has like more difficult shape. So it's not that bad. And let's just... Okay. I do see that there is a bit of this white pixel and color because this UV, see like what happens when you do like an auto UV layout. I think, yeah, this will help. Only if I will wonder what part is that. I guess we're gonna find out at some point. It's our cockpit looks like this, which is very nice. I think only the handles are the one that's left that we can spend some time. Oh, so I've been sitting here for like how much? Like 1 hour 26 minutes. Goddamn. Yeah, that's hardcore. So let's quickly finish the handles. So handles were here or where? D1, D2. Okay, D2. So first thing I see that this thing here should be, I think, rubber. This area. So do we have a rubber? Yeah, we have a rubber layer already. That's very nice. We can just save some time. Can I also maybe do it like this is UVs? Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, so yeah, the whole thing actually could be a rubber actually. Buttons, I think buttons should have some kind of color, like some kind of different color, because you see like some of them are actually red. Some of them, yeah, mostly red. Okay, so I'm gonna make a new layer. I have layer, I have yellow, we're gonna put it to Tumblr buttons. All right. And I think they should be more plastic, so we're gonna make it like not metallic and maybe less reflective, so it's close to plastic kind of parameters. And yeah. Okay, so okay. Here, I'm gonna put the tumbler here. Those guys, I don't know, should they be also should they be maybe, it's just in case. So what colors they could be? Could be black, I think. Most of them are, yeah, it could be actually also black, which is okay. So let's make them just darker. And those guys, I might need to highlight a bit more. I think it would be nice. That maybe makes more sense. 3, and I'm gonna black mask. And let's, well, orange, I guess. Orange, maybe. Maybe they should also glow, actually. Maybe they should be emissive. Or half emissive. Right? And everything else here could be, I guess, this color. Kinda. Yeah. Yeah, why not? Maybe a bit. Let's look from the side. It's always look from the side on your design. Like, is it looking good or not? I mean, it kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense. Maybe actually this guy here shouldn't be white. Is it actually white? I mean, I guess, it's not the engine part, it's this part. Well, still, you see, like, I want to try to actually make it darker. So this is this, I guess. What if I'll do this one? I can't because of why? Is it even this? So it's here. Ah, it's screws. So how the hell I had a screws material on it? Well, okay. Mistake. I guess I misclicked. Or this I did not. Should be. There's also here. What the hell? Yeah, I misclicked too much. Misclicked too much. Okay. Now let's look at the reference again of our concept. So dark, 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 and then there is white. Okay. And it's kind of like that as we have right now. Okay. Let's do perspective mode, just F5. It looks kind of cool. Looks kind of cool. Might need to add some more. So yeah, might need to add more details here and there. But okay, so this is the basics, the base color of our bike.
Subscribe for the new content and feel free to join my Discord channel, where you can share your art and give ideas for the future videos. So thank you for watching.